Peace YouTube, what up? This is the next episode of our Parkour Park series. This time it's all about placing your obstacles that we created the last time into your Parkour Park edit. So, enjoy! Last time I showed you how to create obstacles in Google SketchUp and transform them into components. And this time it's all about putting them into the right place. Yes, let's go. So welcome back in Google SketchUp. We have on the right side the layer, the components and structure. First we start working with the layer section. This is a really good way to have a really clean version of your design. As you can see, I already have a couple layers. These are normally the layers when I start building my design. Layer 0 is the default layer you always have, and I did not find out how to rename it. I don't know why, maybe I'm not qualified enough to rename it, but doesn't matter. By clicking the plus sign here, you can add layers. Here you can delete layers. And what I usually do is I create one layer just for my concrete obstacles. I have one layer just for my bars. And I have another layer called Scratch, and this Scratch layer I will show you later. This is basically for getting the right distances and to place your components properly. So this is the component section. We have all the components we created for the park. So all the blocks, all the walls, again Chris. Also the bar setups and slanted wall. And down here in the structure you will see everything that is inside your edit and which is a component or a group. You can group your obstacles as well. Doesn't make much sense in this small edit, but makes sense when you have a real big park with different sections. When we look at our design, we have this wall right here, and I would suggest to start here. So let's pretend that the corner right there is 0, 0, 0. The big wall, easy as it is. So we drag it in, the move tool selected, click here, drag it right to 0 point, where it locks in by default, place it there. So now we can see this is not the right direction. We want it to look in this direction. It's pretty simple. We have the rotation tool. As you can see, you have the different colors of the axis again. So it shows you in which direction you're going to rotate your obstacle. We want the blue axis. And we want this corner here selected as again. So we click it, and now we can see we have a dotted line. This is to make sure which is the second point you're going to rotate. So because we want to rotate in this direction, I grab this point, and now if I move my mouse, I can rotate the obstacle. Lock it in at the green axis, and we are done. So next thing to place will be our ladder, this one, because when we look at the edits we have the ladder right here, and this is the first example where we need the scratch layer. So we select our scratch layer. If you can see, if it's invisible and you're going to select it, it's become visible when you select it. So we remember the height from down here to the middle of the bar section is 190. So we want to place it on this height. So we drag our line tool, make sure this is selected, select the endpoint here, type in 190, oh, 190, so we're in the right height, and we want to fix the bars 10 centimeters inside the wall, so we have enough space afterwards. So we type in 10, click escape, and now we can make following. So you could just grab your move tool again, make sure you select this point, the center of the bar, and try to drag it here. But because you can not really see where you're going to place it, you can go simply as it is, deselect your obstacle, concrete obstacle layer, and realize you missed you placed your bars on the wrong layer. So delete it, select your bar layer, place your bars inside, make this invisible, and as you can see, your scratch is still visible. So move tool, go into select the center of the bar, zoom out, and place the center of the bar at the end of the line. And now if you make your concrete wall visible again, you can see it's perfectly placed where you want it to be. This is the reason why I use different layers with concrete obstacles, the bars, and also the scratch version. So let's continue. If we have a look at, let's continue with this section here. So I can show you how to place, for example, this one here that is more or less not directly fixed to any of the concrete obstacles. So yeah, let's go on. What we need is again the big wall. So now you can see why I used components, because this wall is 3 times in this edit. It's always the same size, so I can do it once, make it a component, and then always drag it in. And when I feel like I need different size of this, I can just edit it. So let's do it the same way. We need, give me a second, measure this one again. This is 20 centimeters, okay. So we select our scratch, and just found out that so we need our big wall again. Make sure it's our concrete obstacles layer is selected, drag our walls inside. So now you can see why we use components, because these are always the same sizes. I can create one wall as one component and then drag it in as many times as I need it. So now we select our scratch layer again, choose the layer tool, come here, select the center of the bar, click there, and make sure it's a green axis, and go again 10 centimeters, and make sure the blue line is the blue axis is selected again. We want 190 down, so we go in, make it, click escape. And now we can again grab our move tool, grab this point here, and make sure that this one is aligned. And as you can see, easy as it is, you have your component right where you want it. And next up, we want this bar to have the right distance between these two walls. I don't have this as a component because it doesn't make that much sense. So we again select the scratch layer, mark 10, 10. Select our circle tool. So now that we have the place we want this to be, we can select the bar layer, create a circle 2.1, push, pull, drag it 2 meters out. Select the scratch layer again. Choose our line tool again. Try to find our center. From this center we go 10 up and 10 in the right axis, so we know where to place our walls again. Make sure we have our concrete obstacle layer selected, drag our wall in, move tool, select this one, move it all the way here. And we see perfectly aligned. So now we have the smaller block. We can drag it in, and now we have to place it. So we want it the middle of this block in line with the middle of the wall here. We start by selecting our scratch layer. Select the middle point. Make sure we have the red axis selected, and we can drag it all the way here. Deselect, and then we go from this end point, green axis selected, until we reach the line here. Erase this one, and now we can move our block right here, and it's perfectly aligned, just how we like it. So that's basically it. This is how you place your components in an edit, easy as it is. Yeah, I going on continue placing everything in place, and then see you in a second. So now I can see I placed everything where it used to sit, and this is how it looks like. Your first Parkour Park edit. One thing I could show you again is like how to use different materials. So as you can see, I also created the shape of the area where we're going to place it. Now we can select colors and just go in with the going with the colors we have in our existing design. This here, and some yellow down here. We can also select asphalt and concrete and make it and we can just go on, and as you can see, if you click on a component, the whole component will get the color you choose. If you don't want this because maybe you have the bar setup inside as well, like this one here, you can go and double click in the design to edit the components and make it gebürstes Edelstahl. Oh, yes, looks nice. Not a big difference. Yeah, let's make this color. So here. Deselect again, and now you can see you have you have the colors you want. You can paint the bars as well. That's it for today's video. Just placing your obstacles. I hope you enjoyed it. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it.
Next time we will talk about all the other aspects of creating a parkour park, at least in Europe. It's going to be about laws that you have to follow to create a park, and why they are there and how they create it. And yes, so if you liked it, click like button, give it a thumb up. Maybe hit the subscribe button down there or up here. Maybe watch our other videos here and there. And I'm confused right now. Peace!